Well, hello there guys. If you're curious about wooden toys for your kids, then you have come to the right video. So keep watching because I have lots of suggestions for you. Okay, so probably up there in the top questions I get across social media is, what wooden toys do you use for your kids? Can you do a video on it? What are the best wooden toys out there in your opinion? So today I have all of the toys in front of me, all the wooden toys that we have in front of me, and I'm just gonna go ahead and talk through them, and I'm going to do that through like youngest to oldest toys. So let's just get right into it because I do have quite a few to show you guys. So first up is these right here. If you watch our vlogs, then you are well aware of these ones, and they are the Hape animal, and in here we now have trucks and numbers too. So Hape has a whole line. They usually come with like anywhere from 8 to 12 or 13 in a set, I think. So like we have a number set, we have, I believe it's like motor or street signs and like cars and stuff like that, and then we have a bunch of different animal sets. We have like the sea animal set, I think it's safari set, farm animal set, and the dinosaur set. I will of course have links down below for you guys. I am an Amazon affiliate, but all of these were purchased with my own money or from family members that got them for like Christmas, birthdays. I truly love these things, trust me. So these have been awesome. Rev loves these. I mean, from a very young age. I'd say that these are probably best starting around like 5 or 6 months old. They're great for open-ended play. Rev found so many things to do with them. Ari likes them too, not quite as much as Rev did, but these have just been a big hit. They still play with them now. This is probably on my like top 5 things to get for your kids. So next up is another Hape item, and it is this little turtle cart pusher thing. So both of the girls love this. Ari still plays with it, even though it is really easy for her now. So it has this little string that you can pull it along, and while it pulls, this moves, and then it makes that noise, and of course kids love anything that makes a lot of noise. So this has been a big winner. Ari will just play with this part, or they'll put it on top, and Hape does have like a bunch of different animals. I think they have a snail too, and a turtle. I think there might be one more, and obviously it teaches them shape sorting and color matching as well. So next up, this is a Grimm's and Holtzspiel design toy. So these are pretty pricey, but you get what you pay for it. This brand of toys is very high quality, and it has been worth every penny. It has done really well for us. So both the girls love this. I also love that it's not like a traditional stacker, that's not circular. It is about 50 bucks, I think. I haven't seen this shaped one though on Amazon in quite a while, and there are like few stores, usually specialty stores, that carry this brand, so you'd have to like look at specialty stores around you and see if they carry it. But I know that Amazon does have a few of their other shaped ones, so I will be sure to link still one of them down below. But I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory, just a stacker for you. And then one of my favorites is the ball cup color sorting sets. So these I got off Etsy. They basically just come, well, and they fall all over the place. You have the cups and then the matching balls, and this is how they learn to like color match. Both Ari and Rev love these. I am missing the blue one. It did come with a blue cup, but we've had these for quite a while, and somehow it went missing in one of our moves. I don't know where it went, but it's MIA. Every time I find it, I only find one for sale. It's not always the same seller, and they are only selling one. So like basically, if you get to it first, you get to it. So there might be only one linked below that if you get to it first, then you get it. Hape is definitely my go-to for affordable wooden toys. So if you want super high quality and are willing to spend the money, then Grimm's and Holtzspiel is a great choice. I really recommend them. But not everyone can afford that for everything. I know I definitely can't, and Hape has even more things that Grimm's doesn't. So this is the Hape shape sorter. So right now, this is the last time my kids did it this way, but they also can learn how to do it from like tallest to shortest, as well as colors, obviously, because it teaches like the shades. The only thing I don't like about this is it's like shades of blue, shades of green, and then it's yellow, orange, and red. So next up is this rainbow stacker. So Grimm's does make a bunch of these in different sizes, and like I said, Grimm's is totally worth the money if you have it. I did not have over $100 to spend on one of these. I just didn't. So I went to good old Etsy and found a seller that makes these. So I actually had a few issues with this one, and she's gonna be sending me a new one that has a sealant on it. So she doesn't seal her things purposefully just to like keep that natural more look like Grimm Grimm's does. She offered without me even asking to send me a new one, which is awesome, which is why I am promoting this woman, because she has amazing customer service. So my issue with this is that because it's not sealed and the type of dye that she used on these, you can write on things with these. Like, they're basically like crayons. So you have to watch your children with them. Ari was playing this on her kids' table, which is white. And I legitimately had thought that she had got a hold of a box of crayons and was just writing all over it. But it was just these. So it's still definitely worth the money, and since telling her no, she hasn't done it again, and she's going to be sending me, like I said, a sealed one too, so that will be better as well. But this thing is awesome. There are so many uses for it. You can just stack it like this. You can stack them in weird ways. This seller also had a sun and a cloud come with it, so you stack them on top of the rainbow, which I thought was pretty neat. So for only $50 as opposed to, I believe this one around the size, this one's about 11.5 inches, and the Grimm's one, I think it was like 14 inches, and that was like 120 or something like that. So Grimm's 14-inch one does have much more layers than this one, and the Grimm's smaller one that has that many layers is, I think, like 60 or 50 or something, but it's only like 6.5 inches wide, so it's very small. So if you want to be budget friendly, definitely check out this Etsy shop. It will take a little bit to get to you if you are in the US, because she makes these and she lives in Belarus. I think that's how I said Belarus. And it did take a while. I think it took about 3 weeks to get here. But the girls love it, and they've been playing with it nonstop since we got it. So the next toy is newer, and I got these off Amazon, and they are just little wooden community helpers. So this is to help your kids learn about the different community helpers, whether they're doctors, nurses, police officers. There are like 2 children in here too, firefighters, all different kind of things. Like, here's a firefighter, there's a little boy in a wheelchair, this guy's a mechanic, we've got a chef, have a doctor, farmer, a businesswoman, and here's one of the kids, a little girl. So there's just a ton of them. They're great for open-ended play. Rev is just getting to that age where she like has her things talk to her, like her animals and her people, so she really enjoys playing with those. So next up is this puppy right here, and we have actually had this one for a while. Rev loves this toy. Since we first got it, she has loved it. It basically teaches them to color match, but shades. So this is basically a step up from that ball color sorting activity. This is just a little bit harder, obviously. You choose like the color palette that you want to have, and then you do this, and I'm just holding it this way so you can see. But you would place them side by side, and then they match up the color. So to start off, Rev would like put the person on the actual thing to like color it and match it, and then she'd see that matches, and then she'd place it in the circle. I believe it was on Amazon, so I will have that link below as well as everything. Okay, so these things right here are like my wooden toy deal finders. Typically a toy like this, if I had gotten it off Etsy, which is pretty much one of the only places you can find like unique items like this, would have been at easily $50. And I found this on Amazon for, I think it was around $20. So last time I was on there, they were out of stock, but mine originally was fulfilled through Amazon, and it was Amazon Prime, so I'm hoping they'll come back in stock. I will have it linked below so you can keep an eye on it. It may even be back in stock now. But these are fraction cups. It has 1 whole, 2 halves, 3/3, and 4 quarters. This is obviously a self-explanatory learning toy, but the girls have found other ways to play with them. Like, they discovered that like you can put 2 on top of each other, and so Rev has like taken to making basically towers with them and stacking them, and she really enjoys it. And then obviously as well, you can start like mixing things so they can learn that 2 quarters and 1/2 makes a whole. And so this is how like this toy can really span for quite some time for different age groups, starting all the way from like Ari's age, where she's really just learning fine motor skill and being able to visually see which ones will fit together, to Revelyn, who is now starting to count, and so she's like learning how many of each piece are in it. And then once they're like older, learning how to combine different fractions like the 2 quarters and 1/2 to make a whole. Okay, we're getting down to the wire here, 2 more to go. So the next one is not really a learning toy, but I do have them, and so I thought I would just show them. They are wooden Legos. Wooden Legos do exist. The only thing I don't like about them is they're not colored. I kind of find that they're boring if they're not colored. But if you are someone that's completely adamantly against plastic and you don't want any plastic in your house, which we are not those people, we prefer wooden toys, but we do use like the Duplo blocks with the girls. But wooden Legos do exist, and they do work. The girls actually do really love playing with these, but they are a little bit more difficult, so occasionally I take them out to be played with, but they don't stay out indefinitely. I would say that this is more something kids could master around the ages of 3.5, 4, maybe even 4.5, depending on their fine motor skills. I lied. there's still 2 more to go now. So this one right here is a pattern set. It is by Melissa and Doug. Basically all you do is you take this out and then you match the different wooden shapes to where they're supposed to go so you can make whatever object is on here. Ari has really just started to show interest in this and actually like matching the pieces where they go, and Rev can fully do it now. She's almost 3 on her own. So kind of gauge where your child is currently at, and I would assume that it's probably best for between like 2 and 3 years old to start with it, but there are some smaller pieces in there, so just be careful of choking hazards. And the last item right here, it's not an iPad Pro in there, it's just where we house it. So this is one of our more non-conventional wooden toys. So this is a Sofia the First wooden play set. I do think it's important to note that if you are like us and you don't want electronics and you're not into plastic toys and you prefer not to have a bunch of Barbie dolls running around, things like that, you can still include, you know, your kids' love of Disney or Disney princesses in wooden toy form. It's still possible. And so this is by Melissa and Doug. Rev has loved these. We don't keep them out indefinitely because we do try to minimize like character type play, just because we want our kids to really learn to deep play and learn open-ended play. For Christmas, my sister is making Revlin all of the Disney princesses in little wooden people form, so I'm really excited for that. So it's not that we're totally against it, I just don't want it to be like the only type of play that my kids are doing. I feel like that has definitely helped in their independent play and learning to play with things for long periods of time. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and I hope you got some good ideas. I know Christmas is coming up, so hopefully I just gave you something to add to your list. I hope that you and your kids enjoy and have a fun rest of your week, and I will see you guys next week.